What's going on, chat? We're back. We're officially back. It has been a while since I've last streamed. It's been a minute. It's been a long minute, chat. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's been a long minute. It's good to be back, but it's good to be back. Make sure everything's running smoothly. How's everyone been? How's everyone's day been so far? Been kicking goals? Have you worked out yet? Have you gone to the gym? What have you guys done? What have you guys done so far? Because I think gym's important, right, chat? I think gym is like one of the most, if not important, things to do to start your day. If you really want to conquer like your days, if you want to really be motivated and be in a good mood, go to the gym. Get all that energy. Start, it's like one of the most simplest things you can do, but on a consistent basis, if you do it, it's one of the best building blocks to conquer what you want to conquer your dreams, chase success, all those things, because you're taking care of your health, your body, your mind. It's just you, and you're holding yourself accountable, and you're in a routine. So it's important to go to the gym. That's essential. Try and go at least 3 to 4 times a week, bare minimum. That should be a bare minimum for you, especially if you're starting out. If you're starting out, I'd even just go 2 or 3. 2 or 3 times a day. Or so 2 or 3 times a week, and then build yourself up. But if you've been going more than a year, you should be going quite frequently, at least 3 to 4 times a week. Bare minimum. Bare minimum. Okay, that's loaded. Oh, I stuffed up. Shite. You know what? I might be able to do it on here. I didn't put a thumbnail for the video. Well, not the video, the stream for YouTube. That's okay. I might be able to override it. Yeah, we'll go here. We go here. Yeah, that's all good. Do that. Okay, should be fixed, but we'll see. That's rolling. Now what we want to do is this. There we go. Alright, we're chilling. We're chilling. We're chilling. We can get on with it now. Pretty much. Pretty much. Okay, there's a video I want to show you guys. I'm currently going down the numerology and astrology rabbit hole at the moment. Trying to study it, because the elites use it, right? The people at the top, the people that the conspiracy theorists say that rule the world. Apparently they use it, so, want to check it out. Want to see what it's about. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, chat? Alright. Make sure I do all this, actually. I forgot. There's one more thing I got to do. I should make like an intro. That's what I should do, huh? Should start doing that. Okay, so I've got some likes on here now. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. We'll start. Actually, I'll put the video on, so we're not, like, wasting time. How about that, chat? How about that?
Before means somebody wants you to know your guardian angels are watching over you at this specific time. Then those two conversations prior to that were about guardian angels. I was like, whoa.
Today, October 2nd, in the church is the feast day of the guardian angels.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. What do you think about reoccurring numbers like 444?
Happens to me all the time.
What is that?
I don't know for sure, but for me, when I see a triple, it's always Trinity. So I just do a glory be every time I see the three numbers. Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. Just give God glory. Glory. Be aware of his presence.
Interesting. Yeah, this happens. This is a big part of my story, too.
Okay.
444. And I see it all the time now. And now I see all these reoccurring numbers all the time. And I looked it up, and it said that, this is really interesting, Father, because I had this profound experience, came home, started making phone calls. One of them was to this guy, Eddie Penny, who's also been there for me when I need spiritual advice. And I had a chat with him at night and he was talking about guardian. He was basically saying, he said, now that you've chosen a side, things are going to start happening. And not necessarily good things.
Ooh.
And he said that you'll be attacked.
That's interesting, huh? That's interesting that he says now that you chose a side in the spiritual war, things are going to start happening. And that's the thing. That's the thing with God, right? When you choose God, when you choose to believe in him, what ends up happening is the devil will then come after you. You've chosen a side. You're now a threat to him. So he must try and corrupt you, destroy your faith, destroy your ability, and destroy your allegiance to God, demoralize you, so then you go back to the sinful life of believing and worshipping the devil. When you're in the middle, the devil loves it because you're not serving God, so you're serving him. That's how it works. When you're in the middle, you're still serving a master, regardless how you feel about it. So that's very true. You will have out-of-body experiences. You will have temptations. You will have dreams. You will have bad things happen to you as soon as you start believing in God. But God will protect you. God will guide you and test your faith. He will allow the devil to come in and see what you're really made of. He will say, okay, you're religious now. You believe in God, do you? Okay, we'll test your faith with me. We'll test your relationship. The devil, go right in, he's all yours. And that's what happens. Because the devil isn't more powerful than God. God is more powerful than the devil. And the devil thinks he's powerful, but God allows him to be as powerful as he is for a reason. You might think, oh, well, that's not fair. That's not right, That destroys everyone in this world, that so many bad things happen. Yeah, but this is the thing about free will. When you love your parents because of the things they've done, because of the relationship, the connection, the trials and tribulations that you've gone through together. Those are the reasons why you love your parents. You've been around them for a long time. So with God, it's the same thing. He's going to test your your relationship with him. It's not a a joke. It's serious, and you got to test it. He has to, but he gives you the free will to, because you're not gonna love someone if you're forced to love someone, right? It has to be authentic. You're not gonna love forced. So, yeah. Alrighty, back to the video.
And the very next morning, I had a conversation with a gentleman that works for me. His name's Adam. Very devout Catholic. Had the exact same conversation again. And when I looked at it just, all these things happened. That conversation with Adam happened at noon. I went home for lunch. I looked at my clock on the way back to the studio. It said 4:44. I looked at the odometer. You have you have 444 miles left until empty. And this happened 4 hours and 44 minutes after my conversation with Adam. And so I was like, what's going on? Got here to the studio, Googled it. It said, we want you to know that your guardian angels, 444 means somebody wants you to know your guardian angels are watching over you at this specific time. And those two conversations prior to that were about guardian angels. And I was like, whoa.
Well, all pistons should be firing, because today is the feast of the guardian angels.
Say again?
Today, October 2nd, in the church is the feast day of the guardian angels. It's the day the church honors the guardian angels, October 2nd.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's,
Well, the chances are 1 out of 365.
Wow. Wow. That's
God speaks to you with numbers. He speaks to you through people. This is how it works. When people say, oh, like I like Gary, the numbers guy. I like, he's been around for a long time. He knows his shit. I'm not going to say, oh, no more than Gary. But what I will tell you is this, chat, is that, if he believes that, God is not interfering, God is not involved with us, he's just not there. He sees everything, but he's not involved. I think that's bullshit. I think that, he is definitely watching over us. That's what I believe, anyway. Each to their own. But I believe that. I believe God is very much involved. I think God is in us. I believe when people say, I am God, it's not about saying, I am God, meaning, you're God himself, the creator. You're saying, I am God, because God is a part of you. That's what it means. That's the biggest lesson I've learned if you look through all different religions, chat. All different religions, right? You can look at Hinduism to Christianity. They all say in different interpretations and in different wordings, slightly different, but they basically all say, I am God. Well, when they're saying, I am God, they mean that God is a part of them. We're a part of God. God is in us, and we're in God, our soul. What makes us us. Not just these chemicals and these organs, but your actual soul. Your soul is a part of God. When the whole saying is you sell your soul to the devil, the meaning of that is you're giving away consent and free will to the devil for whatever it is you want in this world. So your soul is your currency. Your soul is what makes you you. Not just flesh, not just, organs, but what makes, me, Bo Riddler, what makes you you in the audience. Makes you special, makes you unique, makes you different to everyone else in the world is your soul.
I know there are no coincidences.
No. So I don't know if you ever heard this, but like Tim Tebow, remember when he was playing in college, he put the 316 under his eyes for John 3:16, and of course the NCAA said you can't do that. No religious monikers on your person. And he was, okay, I'll be obedient to the league. And then 3 years later to the day, he was playing, I think, a playoff game for Denver. Was he with Denver?
I don't know.
I don't remember. But anyway, his publicist comes up to him at the end of the game. And it's on, he has a video of it. It's amazing. He's like, do you know what today is? He's like, whatever the date is. He's like, no, but it's more than that. This is the 3-year anniversary of when you put John 3:16 on your eyes. And let me just tell you what happened. And there were like a dozen stats on that game. Every one of them was 3:16.
Wow.
Like he had 31.6 yards in passing. He had, it was all over the game, everywhere, rushing. And like this is involving 2 major teams that you can't orchestrate this.
Yeah.
And that's how God just gives you a wink, like, I'm in control here. I know what's going on. And I'm thankful you did that for me. And that day, it was the most Googled thing I think for the week was John 3:16 on the 3-year anniversary.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, you know, I always feel like that's a sign that God's just saying, hey, I've got you.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Like it's
I'm
like
here.
he's playing chess with like a 1-year-old and he's 400 moves ahead. It's insane. You can't even like map it out and how he does it.
I love it when it happens.
Me too.
I love it when it happens. But it sounds like you had some, how do I say this? Some very unique, kind of scary events happen in New York.
Well,
There were also signs.
so I had the spiritual director at Our Lady of Victory Church. It's on Chase Plaza, of all names. And when he was directing me, he said, first he said, you're going to need a director. And I go, why? He goes, I can just tell. You're going to need a director. I go, is that you? He's like, yeah, I'll do it. So just come back next Friday. We'll start this. He's the one who got me started asking the Lord if I want to do something different with my life. And he said, I just want to make you aware because you came out of such of a dark place where you really were like one foot in hell, another on a banana peel. And the devil's probably very angry that you got snatched back out of his clutches. So just be aware. He's going to be coming for you.
Facts.
And when you hear that said, you're just kind of like, what are you talking about? Like, because I don't know. So one day, I'm kind of getting tired of my job, even though it was a good job, the public relations job. And it was getting more and more difficult. Hillary Clinton was running for senator, and she wanted us to handle part of that campaign. And I was like, at this point, I'm just like, I don't really know if I want to represent these people anymore that we have as clients, just for my own personal reasons. And so one of the problems with entertaining these kind of people is it's a big party life, right? So you go out for dinner and it goes forever and there's drinking and drinking and drinking. And I just was getting worn down. And I said to the priest, I said, it's like having a foot in both worlds. I can't do it anymore. I feel like I got to get out of this. And he says, well, just stop the drinking. Just stop the drinking for a month. When you go to the restaurant, go ahead of time and tell the waitress, when I order this, just make it, if it's going to be Jack and Coke, just do Coke for my order and don't tell anybody. And I go, okay, I can do that. And I walk out of the church and standing at the front of the door, like 3 feet back from the door of the church is this very, very, very handsome guy in this amazing, like you could tell it was like a custom-made suit and everything. He looked like he walked off a magazine. But he's just standing there. And that's kind of unusual because New York is like always people are moving. There's nobody standing around alone staring at the church doors. So I made a note of him, walk past him, and I start going towards my office. And he comes up next to me and grabs me by the arm, which, again, nobody does that because you'll get punched in the face. You don't grab people. And I'm like, what are you doing? Get away from me. And he goes, let's get a drink. It's like 10:30, 11 in the morning. And I'm like, what? I go, get away from me. And I switched directions and then headed home because home was only like 2 blocks away. I get to my building. I go through the doors. I look back and he's just laughing at me, just like mocking me. And he leaves. And then I run back to the church and I get the hold of the Monsignor and I go, let me tell you what just happened. And he goes, well, I told you, he's not happy with you and he's going to make a play for you. Just be on guard. And I'm like, okay, well, you didn't tell me it was going to be like creepy stuff like this. Like, well, that was weird. He heard our conversation, even though he wasn't in the church. He's like, yeah, he has a lot of power, but like God's power is bigger. Don't worry. All right, so that ended. Now I am a seminarian. And I was on break, and my old boss and myself decided to go down to Miami and visit one of our friends who used to be at Citibank with me on Wall Street and is now working the Latin American market for, I think, private banking or something. And she sets the whole day up. We're going to have kind of a brunch, sit down, we order. And the two ladies are, and I'm like, only the devil would have the perfect body, right? And he goes to me, what are you doing here? I thought you were going to be a priest. This is my territory. And the girls, literally, the hair goes up on their back and they're freaked out, back of their neck. And one of them grabs the bill, says, we have to leave right now. And we go to leave. And he just, again, started laughing at me with the same mocking laugh. Like, you know, I'm watching you. I can see what you're doing. Probably shouldn't have been there. But lesson learned. You know, now when I encounter him, he's inside people. He doesn't take a physical form like those two other times.
What went through your head that second time as soon as you realized it
I
was
knew
the
I
same?
shouldn't have been there. Like, this isn't a place for a seminarian, you know. There's more than just drinking going on. They had little cabanas where people are coupling up and doing things, and you know, all the basic capital sins are happening.
Yeah, yeah.
So, fool me once, shame on me.
Wow.
Crazy, man. The devil will tempt you in many different ways. Even he might even come as a, you know, as a familiar face, but that ain't them. It's the devil. He speaks through people too that, you know, are in the middle or sinful or whatever. He speaks through them too, chap. That's the truth. He does. The devil will talk through people. The devil will tempt you through people. He will come at you through different people. That's how he works. It's just like God, right? So you got to understand that your faith will be tested, yourself will be tested, you'll be held accountable, and the devil will hold you accountable. So, because if you're not accountable, if you're not really religious, if you're not strong with your faith, you'll crumble to him, and you'll bend the knee to him.
So Gary, like you've talked about like snake and this and that. So, and you've obviously spoke about numerology. Like, how does it work in terms of the numerology and the astrology? Like, how do you connect them?
Well, the astrology is basically high school. I'll give you the way I tell it to people. If you consider Christianity kindergarten and Islam second grade, I would probably say that astrology is probably middle school and numerology is college and university level. Numerology.
Bruh. Gary, stop with the disrespect of Christianity, man. Fuck.
Always supersedes astrology, and this is the example I always give astrologers. Gemini is the sign of communication. Everyone knows that. This is not new information. But if you also look, Gemini is also the third sign. 3 is the number of communication. Communication starts with C. C is the third letter. So that basically shows you, if you understand the position of the number, that tells you more than the sign itself. So numerology always supersedes.
Also, with that person, 15th of September, 1989, what is their lucky number? I know you've been revealing that a lot recently. So what's their lucky number?
99. So the way you do it is, and again, I like to use the Michael Jordan example, but, you know, we could also use other examples, but let's stick with Jordan. Jordan's born 2/17/1963. You take the first number and the last number of someone's birthday. So for Jordan, it'll be 2, first one, 3, last one, together 23. That's the number he made famous. He made billions of dollars off. So that's how you figure out your lucky number. You take the first and the last number in your digit, your birthday, and you add them together. And, you know, if it's below 36, you put them on a rollout wheel, if you're not Muslim, obviously. And if you are a Muslim, you might want to open your company on a day that fits your lucky number. You know, things like that work.
So what's the lucky
Muslim,
number?
obviously. And if you are a Muslim, you might want to open your company on a day 23. That's the number he made famous. He made billions of dollars off. So that's how you figure out your lucky number. You take the first and the last number in your digit.
So mine would be 2 and 4, which would be 6. My lucky number's 6.
your birthday and you add them together. And, if it's below 36, you put them on a rollout wheel if you're not Muslim, obviously. And if you are a Muslim, you might want to open your company on a day that fits your lucky number. Things like that work.
Right, I got a few more for you. They bombarded the chat with this one. Female, 23rd of June, 1980.
She had to grow up quickly. She had a very, very difficult childhood. Very attractive woman.
I get tripped out by this, man. Like, when do we... Because I know the Bible has numbers. So as a Christian, what I don't understand is how do you balance this without it being demonic? I don't know. Is it demonic? Is it not? Numbers are there. Is it really harmful, doing math? You know what I mean? I guess it's where your heart sort of lies too on what you're using it for. I think like social media is a tool. You can use it for good or use it for bad. I think it's the same with numbers. That's my opinion on it. But, I'm not a Christian scholar. I'm not a priest. So maybe a priest may disagree on my worldview. I'm not sure.
She looks very good for her age. Should be somewhat athletic. Stubborn as hell. But, yeah, she had a lot of trauma when she was growing up. Hopefully she is a strong, big family now.
24th of May, 2000.
24th of May, 2000. Well, I'm not going to bullshit you. You're going to have to work, and you're going to work hard to get ahead in life. Nothing's going to come easy, but if you outwork others, you'll have a good life. But for you, a good life means a big family. And the same thing for the last chick.
Interesting. And this one here, and this guy's been desperate. He's subscribed so many times to do it. 26th of September. Oh, okay. 26th of September, 1986.
26th of September, 1986. Oh, 5 Life Path Tiger. Okay, Tate. So basically, you've been a playboy quite a few times in your life. Money up and down. I mean, severely up and down. You're born on a 26. See, 26 is the karmic number of an 8, but it's the strongest one out of the 17 to 35. 26 is 8. So your karma comes around your family.
This is fucking... It's from my brain! How much numbers can you add together for different shit? Like, this is the part that I'm skeptical about. Can you add any number to fit your agenda? Because, let's be real for a second. With this numerology thing, right? If I add numbers however I want in my birthday and in my name and all that shit, I could be any life path. You could do any mathematical equation and you could manipulate it to how you want it to be. So is the numbers really dictating your life, or is it your mentality and how you view the numbers that counts? I need to start talking to numerologists. Like, does it really matter? Or is it your mentality and manifestation of the numbers that's important? That's what I want to know. Because am I dictated just by my birthday? Or is it by my name? Or is it how it combines well together? Well, if it matters how it combines, well, that could be anything. I'm very skeptical, chat. I'm very skeptical of this whole numbers shit, man. It's not all making sense. You can add it however you want. Oh, I'm this, and then next day I'm that. It's like, we need some... What are the ground rules of numerology? It doesn't seem like there's much rules.
Family and stuff like that. If your karma's good, you're good, but I wouldn't live in the United States of America if I were you. You're a tiger. Tigers always have issues in America, man.
Gary, you're the manager of Fresh and Fit. Like, is that something you're going to expand on in terms of being a manager? Like, how does it, like, what made you decide to become a manager? Because you're like a social media influencer yourself as well.
Last year I was really, really blowing up. Like last year, that was peak, and I knew it would be. And I knew going into my 7-year cycle, I'd have to slow down. In the 7 years, you have to do stuff more behind the scenes. And not to mention I had an Achilles injury, so I couldn't do everything I was doing last year. It's a perfect time to step into managerial role. And let's face it, in a lot of phases of social media, Myron and Fresh are bigger than I am. I'm a pretty big name myself, but I would say Myron's a bigger name. So I will manage people who are bigger than me. But how many people are actually bigger than me, bro. I got 6 billion views on TikTok. How many people are actually bigger than me? The thing is, like, you've seen it around. I go around, people stop me in the casino, recognize me all the time. You've seen it yourself.
Yeah, true.
You know, it's very interesting because you see what other people deal with. I know how I got in here, but I was already a millionaire coming in here. And honestly, I don't want to work with people who are brokies. You know, Myron and Fresh are already, you know, well-established millionaires. I don't put on so many people on Rumble. He's cool with the owner of Rumble on each other.
Okay, listen. Obviously, just for the audience, don't go too deep into this. Very, very basic. Just my numerology. Obviously, I know it, but just for the people. 10-10-84.
10-10-84. You have the same birthday as the guy who founded Telegraph.
True.
Yeah. Anyways, when it comes down to you, you're a guy who craves knowledge.
Interesting.
Found your wife from numerology. How will somebody go about that for them?
Even the basics. The basics can help. Like, for instance, just go through Chinese astrology. You have friend signs, you have enemy signs. For instance, a one friend sign combination is the horse, the dog, and the tiger. So people within that triad would do best together.
Horse, dog, and tiger.
Horse, dog, and tiger.
So,
for instance, hold on. Kobe is a horse, and he married Vanessa, who is a dog. So you see, that's how that relationship works. They were tight. Kobe gave up his family for her. So when it comes down to it, that's a very strong relationship. When it comes down to another triad, it's going to be the cat, the pig, and a goat. Those do very well together too, especially on a financial level. These goats and pigs, man, they get together, they make money. PayPal, Tesla, that's all nothing but goats and pigs making money together. The next triad, when it comes to the enforcers, when it comes down to the people who do it pretty much brute force, are the ox, Napoleon, Hitler, rooster, extremely alpha in your type, and snakes. They have that triad. Malcolm X was a ox, straight in your face. You know what I'm saying? He was a lot more brute force. This man right here is a horse. He wouldn't do it Malcolm X's way. He would do it. Which way would you do it? If there's one figure, who would you do it?
One figure?
One national figure. It would be Nelson Mandela. Because Nelson Mandela is a horse, and that's the exact same way you would do it. You know, let me tell you a story about Nelson Mandela. After 7 years, they gave him a piece of paper, and they said, listen, you're free to go. All you got to do is sign this piece of paper, and you can leave. And he said, no.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
I'm not signing it. You get that, don't you?
I ain't signing shit.
Okay, so again, your freedom's on the line. You can go see your wife. You can start having sex again. You can start having food again. You ain't signing that paper, are you?
Hell no, bro.
That's how horses operate.
I stand on morals and respect,
You see,
bro.
that's how horses operate.
Principles.
Okay? They won't compromise. They're the revolutionaries. Mandela was in jail for 30 fucking years. And by the way, who did he bring down? The apartheid government, which was led by de Klerk, who was a rat. So the horse took out the rat enemy signs.
You just tell me that.
Kobe, born in the horse year, dies 2020, rat year. Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. Shaq. And Kobe didn't like each other, did they?
I was gonna ask about you. What did Shaq?
Rat.
They used to fight on the court all the time. That's crazy. They had so many fights.
So if I'm watching, if I'm a viewer, how would I go about finding what I am?
Basically, you can go to GG33 on Twitter, put in the hashtag, all of that stuff is there.
Yep.
Every single time.
Bet.
And again, we'll go through all the enemy signs in a second. The last friend sign combination is the rat, the monkey, and the dragon. Example, America, the most is a monkey nation, and the most popular sport in America is the NFL. 1920 founded monkey year. So a monkey sport.
Apparently I'm a monkey, chat. Apparently I'm a monkey. So, you know. I'm a monkey. Let's fucking go. That's my apparently because of the year you're born and dictate which fucking animal you are, basically. And I'm a monkey, and I'm good with dragons, which, Jayco, you've seen him on, when I stream on Kick, or my YouTube streams, or my YouTube videos, you would have seen Jayco live, or Jayco lives. He's a dragon, so we do well together. I guess that's a reason why. Is because of our science.
Or
I'm skeptical, Chad. I don't know if I believe this is a lot of like, woohoo, woohoo, woohoo.
is the most popular in the monkey country. By the way, no one gives a fuck about football outside of America.
Yeah.
So those are facts. Kyrie Irving, born 1992, year of the monkey, hits the game-winning shot in Steph Curry's eyes in 2016 to win the NBA Finals. In 2016, the year of the monkey. So the monkey wins his title in the monkey year. Has he ever gone close? Has he ever gone close again? No.
Damn.
So again, Andrew Tate, born 1986, the year the Tiger becomes famous. 2022, year of the Tiger. How energy works. John Jones, you guys know who John Jones is, right? UFC fighter. Born 1987, year of the cat. Wins his first UFC title. 2011, the cat year. Gets
Some of it makes sense, chat. Some of it makes sense. Some of it does. I'm not gonna lie to you. Some of it makes sense. It does. It can be logical. Don't get me wrong. It can be viewed as logical. I'm not going to lie to you. I could definitely see the logical side of it. But also, too, it's sort of like, I don't know. It's sort of like, I don't know. It's sort of like genie sort of like work, you know? It's, I don't know. It makes me feel weird. It might be because it's true, but it might be also because I'm skeptical and I'm like, this could be bullshit too, you know? But I'm open. I'm learning. I'm seeing what it's all about. And I'll make my own decision by the end of it. By the end of my study of all this. But you're on the journey with me, chap.
stripped. He didn't even lose. He gets stripped of his title in 2017, his enemy year, the Rooster, and then comes back in 2023, a cat year again, wins the title again.
It's interesting. I want to cover something, actually. I want to cover something real quick. The big topic. What this video is about, what this stream's about. Chat. I want to hit save. Oh, chat. Oh, chat. Oh, chat. Chat. Look at this shit, man. Chat. I've died, bro. Twitter is such... Oh my god, look at this!
I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment, and I don't expect to be forgiven. I'm simply here.
Kai! What are you doing, man? Kai! You had Sexy Red doing lines, snorting coke. You had good old magician trying to, you know, self-delete. Like, bro, what type of shit show was that yesterday, chat? What type of shit show was that stream? And then you had Sexy Red doing a nip slip. Like, bro, Kai, how are you not banned? He's got me stuffed. I'm not asking for censorship. I don't necessarily want him to be banned. I just want him to learn from this. Like, bro, the amount of fuck-ups and shit that you did to a big young audience is not cool, man. Not cool. If that was anyone else, you'd be cooked. And if the magician was a different skin color, bruh, it'd be a wrap. If that was me in Kai's shoes and then Kai was doing what the magician would do, bro, I'll be done. That'd be my career ended. If that was Logan Paul, mate, it'd be worse than the Japan incident. Like, let's be real. That shit was crazy. Yesterday was fucking insane. Absolutely insane.
To apologize.
Oh, look at
What
this.
we came across that day in the woods was obviously unplanned, and the reactions you saw on tape were raw. They were
Whoever made this, bro, this is absolute fucking madness. This is insane. Absolutely insane, bro. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane, bro. I just... Oh my god. Okay.
The nigga literally said, "It's Max. I don't have my phone. I think we have everyone leave and we let the story be what it is. I'm the bad guy." That's what he said.
That's crazy.
But coming back doesn't change anything. That's what he said. That is good. I don't know his shit. I don't know. Wait, that's his number. Let me check.
Kai, bro, you trying to get him to apologize on stream, bro. Let's be real, man. You allowed that all to happen. You and your team, that you slipped up, bro. You slipped up. A lot of shit should not have been shown yesterday. A lot. That was an absolute just crap storm of just everything going wrong. People make mistakes. People are human too, you know. But bro, you should be apologizing to the audience, not him. Of course he should too, but bruh, stop trying to throw him under the bus, man. You messed up too, man.
Said that tonight was all about choices. But what you don't know is that was all according to my plan. You see, at the start of my performance, I said that tonight was all about choices. But not just the choices that you made tonight, the choices that you've made since the day that we met.
Well, so today I got... Wait, what? He took info from when we met? I'm gonna pull up. But the objective is to catch the nigga in his lies. Niggas gotta be behind him, niggas gotta be at sides, niggas gotta be watching every angle. I know how Mark cards look, chat, so I'm on his ass.
I had to look, I wanted to see that go through his lips. I kept trying to fuck with him, like trying to... So he got asses for creating. He really trying to prove you wrong. I'm so glad they had that ran it over. I don't even fuck with him.
This is how you know it's all scripted too. Like, this is all scripted, man. Kai knew this was all gonna happen, man. Majority of it. Maybe some things were left out. Maybe that stunt was a surprise, but he knew all this, man. Come on, bro. Come on, man. People, like, I can't show that. I can't show that. I don't think I could show that on stream. I don't think I can show that on stream. I don't want to get striked by his team, but I just find this funny.
Continuous lapse in my judgment.
It's hilarious, man!
I'm simply here to...
Woo!
I came across that day and the roots was obviously the reactions you saw.
Oh my god, man. Oh my god, bro. Listen. Kai, you stuffed up. It is what it is. But bro, the stuff you did yesterday, the stuff you promoted, it was horrendous, man. Horrendous. Was not good. Was not a good look. You know, you nip slip, snorting, and self-deletion. Not good. If that was anyone else, they'd be banned. That day, midstream, gone. Stream of transmission, cut. See you later. Okay? But when you become one of the men, the main men, mainstream like Kai, you get protection, man. You get 5 chances, 6 chances, 8 chances, 12 chances, 1,000,000 chances. It's different. Different ball game. You get certain privileges, you know? And that's just how it is. If they were to stuff up his subathon, they'd lose money. It's just not smart. They don't care. They'll deal with the backlash. It is what it is, you know? It's like, cool. It is what it is. We'll deal with it, so. But man, the amount of stuff that was promoted yesterday was not cool, man. You know, I saw his clip when he was talking about that Lucifer donation, right? And I was like, oh shit, you know, he's fair income. He's you know, he's right, he's chill, he's good, you know, blah blah blah, and good stuff. But we realized really quickly that that might not be necessarily true. He might have had to do a humiliation ritual because he mentioned Jesus, you know? I don't know. He's mainstream, man. He's in with the club. He's at all those parties, doing all those things, hanging out with Drewski, hanging out with Kevin Hart. You know, that's a special type of club you're going to be in, chat. And people be like, oh, well, you know, he's good, this and nah, bro. Yesterday was a clear indicator. He's promoting to, you know, hundreds of thousands of kids. Terrible shit, man. That was terrible. That was really bad. You know? I respect Speed. I like Speed. Speed's good. I think, you know, with his audience and what he can do, he does well. You know, he's mainstream, but he's also, you know, he has some morals. Kai, I think, wants to, but he's too embedded with all the contracts where he can't. And Aiden's legit. Aiden's authentic. So that's my view on the big three. But bro, Kai, man, yesterday was a shitstorm, man. You can't be doing that, man. If that was anyone else, they'd be banned. They'd be banned. Permanent ban. See you later. If the magician was black or any other skin color, he'd be gone. Kai'd be gone. If Kai was white, forget it. If that was Aiden Ross and he did that to even Kai, if Aiden did that to Kai, see, career ending, cancelled. See you later. Goodbye. Go stream on something else. That's what would happen. It's the truth. But bro, Speed I respect the most. We're going to watch Speed's interview, actually. We're going to do that now.
Messi.
All right, peace out.
Messi.
Really?
Yeah. Speed is not universal that Ronaldo is the GOAT. I guarantee you, if you poll 100 million people, I guarantee
Ronaldo will win. Yes, he will.
No.
Yes, he will.
We're going to put a poll up.
Okay, put a poll up.
No, we're going to put a poll up in this episode.
Yep.
Who's the GOAT? If Ronaldo gets more votes, I'll donate 5,000 to your charity.
Okay.
If Messi gets more votes, you donate 5,000 to my charity.
Yes. Deal. Deal.
That is the easiest $5,000 I'm ever going to come up on.
All my life, been grinding all my life.
Which?
This is you.
That's me.
That's
okay.
you.
So I don't look at that.
No. This is
too many
a
damn
slide.
cameras. I was like,
this is a slide to pick us all up, but this is your camera.
Okay, that's my camera.
Yeah, that's your camera.
Okay.
So normally we come on and for all the success that you've enjoyed, we normally take a taste of my cognac, which is Shea by Laportier. But since you're underage, only 19, we got water for you.
Yes,
bro.
sir. You already know. Cheers.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. Bro, how you been?
Been great. Just been living, you know?
You doing more than living, man. Thanks for stopping by Club Shay Shay. We greatly appreciate it. Check this out. Let's start to your latest thing that happened was you racing Noah Lyles.
Oh, yeah.
How did that come about?
So, look, I was just...
That's crazy, bro. Bruh! Why are you wearing that? Speed! Speed! Can you guys see this? Bruh! Bro! What the fuck? What the fuck? Why? Why are you wearing that, Speed? Come on, man.
Streaming. You know Mr. Beast?
Yes, I do know Mr. Beast.
Right, he's another YouTuber. I'm randomly streaming. He always does this. He just calls me randomly. I'm randomly streaming. I'm in Miami.
Randomly,
Dan Orlando. He called him. He was like, yo, guess who I got her with? I'm like, who you got her with? No, I'm like, you know me. I love speed, you know, like I'm obsessed with speed.
Right.
So I was like, Noah, let's race, let's go. You know what I'm saying?
Off the rip, I mean, that's your first time. Have you ever met Noah before? Had you
never met Noah. Never talked to him. Never met him. Never talked to him. No, nothing. All I know is he the fastest man alive right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, Noah, let's race, let's go. And I was like, where y'all at? He was like, I'm in Florida. I'm like, oh, then you know, then my heart jumped. I'm like, I'm in Florida
too.
Yeah, I'm in Florida too. Then he was like, he was like, I'm in Orlando. So I was like, Miami, Orlando. It's a 3-hour drive, but. You know what I did? I took that drive.
You hopped in the whip.
Yep. Hopped in the car, took that 3-hour drive, no stretch, literally random. I don't know, it was a random Wednesday. And I did it, and I raced him.
So how much training did you do before that race?
I didn't, listen, before the race, I'm in the car waiting because Mr. Beast has set up, you know, his whole camera management. As I'm in the car, I'm looking at him. He's doing all these Olympic stretches, the you know, the leg overs.
Yeah.
You know,
he doing skills, he doing all that.
Exactly, and I drove the whole time, so I'm in the car tight, so I had to wait in the car. They was put my mic on and stuff, so I had no stretching, no nothing, no training, no nothing.
Right.
So as soon as I got out the car, it was straight to it.
Right. So how serious do you think he took it? Was he really trying to beat you?
Okay. Honestly. Okay. He took it serious.
Okay.
when he see me like accelerated, like
because you got out.
Exactly. When he seen like I was like accelerated and it was there, he started taking like 100%. Then at the end, he tried to make it seem like he was playing, doing all that long stride, but he took it serious.
Right.
He took it serious.
Right.
That's going to be one of the most crazy moments for Speed, right? He's an athlete. He's very athletic. Like he even choked out Aiden in an octagon when they did like that promotion thing for UFC, or maybe it was Power Slap. Can't remember. Like he's an athlete. He's an athlete. He's athletic. I don't know if he's gonna get any more races though, because it's like he's a streamer, man, and he's been in like Olympic speedsters. Like he's borderline about to beat him. Like no one's gonna end their career like. And that's important with streaming too. Like, you can't just be a streamer. You got to be multi-dimensional. You got to be able to do YouTube. You got to be able to do, athletics. Maybe you might need to know rap or making music. Maybe it's cinematic, film making, skits, whatever. You got to be multi-dimensional to be able to have longevity in this competition, which it is a competition. This industry, you have to. It's a must.
What do you think would have happened had you actually beat him?
Bro, I'm sorry, bro. He needs to take that fucking jumper off, man. Gosh damn, man. Take it off, Speed! Do people forget what happened with Balenciaga? Really? Really?
Crashed here and there, huh?
Yeah, a huge shift.
Like Under Armour, like why? Like just everything about this is just like, why? Why?
It would have been a huge shift in me, in the world of athletes, in the world of everything, pretty much. And that was my goal, but I should have said 40 meters. If it was 40 meters, I had him, but...
You want a rematch?
Yes, I do.
But you're going to take...
I believe I could beat him. I genuinely believe... I believe if we did a rematch that day, same 50 meters, I would have beat him.
So, but this time, you're going to get out and stretch. You're going to make sure you're loosened up also instead of just sitting in the car waiting for him.
Exactly. Like... Yeah, exactly.
But before Noah Lyles, there was a situation that was supposed to take place with you and Tyreek. Did you challenge Tyreek or Tyreek challenge you?
Tyreek. I challenged Tyreek. No, Tyreek challenged me first, and I challenged him back.
Okay.
I think Tyreek was joking at first, but blah, blah, then it became serious, so then it became like a serious Speed. So boom, he told me to pull up to his practice. He texted me. I can show you the messages. He told me to pull up to his practice. I pulled up to his practice. He ducked me. He was genuinely scared. And I get it. He's an athlete. That's his life. That's how he makes money. People see him as, like I'm the fastest man in the league. And he didn't want to take that risk of racing me because he knew that it would have been bad for him.
You think you can beat Tyreek?
I 100% can.
Oh,
100%.
Hold on, I want to know. You're going to race him in a 40, a 50? 40 meter.
I can beat Tyreek Hill in a 40.
So when you issue challenges to athletes or athletes issue challenge to you, you're like, okay, well, let's do it. You take it.
I never ran track a day in my life.
Now, you do know.
Staying active, but I try to get in the gym, just 4 to 5 times a week for like 40 minutes. I try to get my body just sustainable, but clearly not enough.
What about when he did the backflip stuff, man? That was crazy too. Like Speed has done a lot of interesting things. Kai has very much taken Kai's very much taken Aiden's advice on a lot of things, meaning like collaboration. Speed is the content. Speed is the content. Like he doesn't need no collab. He'll just do a bloody the world's most backflips in 24 hours, or a tour or something like that. Like he is different. He's the IRL. He brings the energy, barking, everything. Like he's done really well for himself. Kai has done too, don't get me wrong, but Speed's just different,
The days are warmer, the walks are longer, and one easy way to help your dog shine this...
It'll be close. I say I probably got Tyreek Hill.
Do we know the distance yet? Is it a 40, 50, or 60 meters?
40, I got Tyreek Hill. 50 and up, Noah.
Okay.
50 and up, Noah.
Do you want the winner? So the winner get Speed?
Hell yeah. I'm the final boss. I'm the final boss.
You the final boss?
Yes. I'm serious.
I'm looking at you. You are serious. You really do want the winner. And the thing is that you believe you can beat Tyreek or Noah Lyles.
I generally listen. Tyreek Hill is scared to race me.
Reek, do you hear this man?
Tyreek Hill, you are scared. Okay, listen. Tyreek Hill, all jokes aside, put your career on the line, put your contract, put everything.
Call you out or do you call them out? Athlete.
No. You can look me up on Huddle. You can look up my name. I have 4-star phosphor. You can look at my highlights. I was one of the best slots in Ohio.
And so now you just want to get, now as a YouTuber, you just want to get at work to NFL players.
Yes. I still got it. I didn't lose it.
Jake Paul wants to race you. He says he's going to put up, what do you put up, 25,000?
It's just charity at that point. Like, I don't even know, like, Jake Paul, I don't even know what he's even thinking. Like, he's not beating me. Like,
so no non-professional athlete is going to beat you in a race?
No.
So you're the fastest YouTuber, content creator, social media, whatever you want to say. What about the size discrepancy? There's a reason why they have the mind is willing, but the body isn't able.
Yeah, exactly.
And especially when it's required for you to do movement. Now, like if you're like a power lift or something that you can just static and just lift a lot of weight, that's one thing. But when you got to move boxing, when you got to run, that's something entirely different.
Yeah, like I felt like fighting Jake Paul when I seen it. To be honest.
I mean, that might, now you might need to stay away from that. You're not quite big enough.
Come on now, don't stop it.
Speed.
I can fight too. I
believe it.
I can do any sport.
But it needs
if I have 6 months, just to learn a sport, I'm a professional at that sport.
But
what?
What about the size discrepancy? There's a reason why they have weight classes. There's a reason. Middleweight, welterweight, bantamweight, strawweight, flyweight, super middle, light heavy, cruiser.
It's all in the ounces in the gloves.
Yeah, what is it, 135, you're fighting like 8-ounce glove, 135 or above, you're fighting in 10 ounces?
Doesn't matter. To be honest, I jumped over a car. When I believe I can do something.
I forgot about that, bro. He jumped over a car too. Like, he could have died and he did that. Shit's crazy, man. You do crazy things to the internet. This is the world with it, and they lift the bar. Like, for you as a normal streamer, right? If you're a normal streamer, you got to do something different. Like, you know, me now reacting to this, that's something. But you got to work on other shit too. You can't just be stagnant, because these guys are killing everyone. He's jumping over cars. If I did that, it'd be roadkill. You know? Like, you guys are going to seriously think, like, this guy's insane, man. It's why he's one of the best. You got to find what you're good at. You got to find your niche and really, really dig in.
Like, if I look at something and I believe I can do it.
Do you guys remember that when he jumped over a car? Like, shit's insane, man. Let's see if we can find it. See if we can find it, chat. Here it is.
Come on.
This shit's crazy, man. Bro! He could have died, man! Shit's crazy, bro. My gosh. You don't see Kai doing that. That's what I mean. Kai's a different streamer. He does, like, you know, collaborations and that type of content. Speed is just energy. Like, you rely on Speed's energy, man. Purely on that when you watch him stream. That shit's crazy. Jumped over a car. Nuts.
I know I could do it.
I'm not saying that you couldn't box.
I'm saying I could beat Jake Paul, and you're like, weight classes. I'm saying I think I could beat Jake Paul in a fight too, even if the weight class is different.
Okay, I'm not gonna. So let me ask you a question. So would you do a celebrity boxing match?
I will, but again, nobody wants to box me. No content creator wants to box me. Kai doesn't want to box me. Nobody wants to box me. Nobody. No content creator, no streamer out there. They're like, no, Speed. Oh,
hey, Speed. Speed, I'll do it. I'll box you. Let's do it.
Nobody.
Let's do it. I want to box you now wearing that jumper. Why are you wearing the jumper for? The fuck? Get a different Under Armour fucking jumper to wear if they're sponsoring you, man. Gosh damn, man.
Because they know, like, that I can really do it.
I want to box you now, bitch. I want to box you now. Wearing this stupid jumper. Oh, hey, Speed. Bo Riddler calls you out for a boxing match. Clip that.
Nobody wants to box me. No content creator out there wants to box. That's why I haven't had a boxing match yet.
But Jake Paul is a content creator and he boxes.
You still on this Jake Paul thing? Okay.
No, I'm just saying. You said nobody, but I'm just saying there's one guy that I can only think of off the top of my head. I don't really know all of them.
Listen, I get that, but I'd rather for my first fight somebody that's like 165, 170.
Right. Yeah, that's... You know Jake weighed in like 227 last night.
Right, and I'm 165.
I've been trying to tell you that for the last 5
I know,
minutes.
I just don't want to fight Jake Paul for my first fight. I don't want to do that.
You want to warm up.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, that's later.
Right. Hold on. KSI, would you...
Listen, I fought KSI before. It was a sparring.
Mm-hmm.
I had 5 days of training, and I still did them, you know, and I still gave him work. But I believe I could, yes, and I'm not trolling when I say this. I believe I can beat him in a match too. If I, like I said, as long as I have a few months to train, I got it.
Is of all the sports that you've competed in, is boxing the hardest?
I'm gonna be honest, yeah. Cause like once you learn, cause like I learned a few stuff, but once you're in a ring, you know, you just really rely on natural instinct. So I feel like for boxing, the best you can do is get your cardio up and just get enough sparring matches as you can, just to get used to the feel.
Yeah.
And once I get used to the feel, I got it.
Well, I saw you had a sparring session with Manny Pacquiao.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he threw a body punch.
Yeah, but that's because we was only doing body. But if it was face and body, I could have worked him a little bit.
Speed, you do realize this man, he's the only man, the 8-time champ,
I said,
8 divisions.
That's crazy. What's gonna say you can fight Floyd Mayweather next? I like the confidence, but fuck me, man. You gotta be realistic too, bruh. You got KO'd, man. Know your place.
Said work him. I'm quick though. I got fast. I'm quick.
Oh my god, bro.
But the sad thing is, you actually believe that you could have gave Manny Pacquiao some work.
Some work. I'm not saying I'm whooping his ass, but I'm giving him some work.
I mean, you like what? Giving him some work, so
like tapping him, you know.
Oh, you gonna touch Manny Pacquiao?
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. Ooh. So let me ask you a question. So when he hit you with the body shot, what went through your mind?
I was hurting. What you mean what went through my mind?
But so that's what you do in boxing. So what's up? He didn't touch your face.
Bro, we was only going body.
Thank you.
And I got, listen.
So what'd you do? You overextended?
Yes. I left myself open on purpose, so just to see if he...
you wanted to see what a body shot felt like.
Exactly.
So you understand now why Ryan crumbled when Javante caught him with a body shot.
Yeah. Yeah, but you don't feel it after. I don't know why Ryan didn't get up, to be honest. Like you...
What? Huh? Speed, bro.
You feel it for like 30 seconds, but you...
Yeah, that's time, you only get to 10.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Right.
I mean, because it's kind of like in football, like you get the air knocked out of you. You try to catch a pass or somebody catch you off guard, and you get the air knocked out of you, and you're like, man, get...
Yeah. Yeah.
You feel like, man, you trying to breathe,
right.
You're trying to say something, but you can't say anything.
Right.
And so, yeah, it's... That body shot is. So what is it like? So you go in the ring and you understand who Manny Pacquiao is. He's the only man to win belts in 8 different divisions. Mm-hmm. So you know what you're up against. So what was that experience like? Because it's different than being in there like, okay, I'm here with a regular guy.
Listen, Manny, like he wasn't taking it serious. He was doing that little face, he was doing, just smiling.
Yeah.
So I tried to really try to tick him off a little bit, tag him a little bit, so we can take it a bit serious. Cause like I want to get an actual spar.
So you wanted to get touched for real to see what it feels like.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, respect to that, but bro, you are not beating Manny Pacquiao, even though how older he is, bro. With your inexperience and his experience, that equals in, like, okay, with his experience and old age will equal to you with your inexperience and your young age, meaning your speed, right? I sort of think that equals itself out. So all you're left with is skill. And Manny Pacquiao is one of the best to ever live in boxing, especially in his weight class, his weight division too. So you ain't beating it, bro. You're going to have to do a Jake Paul and wait till they're 60 to be able to have a chance. It has to be fixed. Otherwise, that ain't happening, bro. I'm sorry. That ain't happening.
Exactly. So I wanted him to really lock in. So I tried to tag him a little bit, but, he wasn't being serious. So I tried to, get him mad, but he didn't fall for it. Then we was doing a body thing. Then I left myself open, just to see what it felt like, and he tagged me.
Who's your GOAT? Floyd? You like Floyd? Would you fight Floyd in an exhibition fight?
Yes. Yeah, I will.
You get Floyd?
I believe, but I'm a Manny Pacquiao fan. I think Manny Pacquiao's the GOAT of boxing, in my opinion.
Manny's the GOAT?
Yeah, I take Manny over Floyd. Like, you remember back then? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I take Manny.
But you would, in an exhibition, you try your hand at Floyd?
Yeah.
Floyd, make it happen.
Floyd, you don't want the work either, bro. I promise you.
Oh, my God, bro.
Floyd, 6 months, let's go.
You do realize, Floyd take this stuff serious.
I take it serious, too.
No, but
I'm not trolling. Listen, I'm not talking on my ass. No, but I'm not trolling. Like I said, if I have 6 months, I can do this.
Are you going to take... If Floyd people reach out to your people and says, okay, let's put something together in spring, early spring, April, May, you down to make that happen?
100%.
A lot of money.
I've been waiting for a fight.
It's a lot of money.
I've been waiting just to work every day. Soon as I get done streaming, working, I've been waiting for that.
Ooh-wee.
It's a lot of money.
Come on, Floyd.
Because Floyd did fight. He fought Logan.
Yeah, he fought Logan, but he won't fight me though. I don't think he'll fight me.
Why?
I don't think professional athletes always try to stray away from me, because they know that anything can happen. I think Floyd might be pretty scared and antsy.
I don't know if Floyd really.
Because I had a altercation between another boxer. I'm not gonna say his name, but it was a professional boxer. I was like, yo, let's box. He's like, nah, man, I don't want to do it to you. I'm like, okay.
But you do realize, in that man's profession, that man, if he just boxing somebody, you do realize, Speed, to understand that man's hands is lethal weapons.
Yes.
And you're not a professional boxer. So if he lumps you, what's the benefit in it if he lumps you up?
What do you mean? But that's not going to happen, though. That's the thing. That's not going to happen.
Shit's crazy, man.
So, MMA.
Crazy, bro. MMA now. Here we go.
That's you want to try MMA, right?
Nah. I don't know about MMA. That one's just too brutal. They elbow, that's just...
Did you choke down Aiden? Who choked out Aiden? Was that you?
Yeah, it was me.
You choked the man out?
Yep.
Well, you know what? I think you'd be great at MMA. So I got you something.
What?
I went shopping on Amazon.
Uh-huh.
And I wanted to make sure that I got you something that even if you do decide to go that way, you'll have something to get you started. And hopefully, with as confident as you are, I bought you a gift off Amazon. I think you're going to really like this.
This boy just put out an Amazon. Oh, you really want me to fight? You really want me to fight? You know how to fight?
Fight? Boxing and fighting is two different things.
No, it's not. Thank you, Shannon.
I mean, them 4-ounce gloves, man. Speed. Like you said, that MMA, elbow, knee, foot.
That's why MMA is kind of tricky on that one. It's just too brutal,
Yeah,
I think we're the same age too. I think me and Speed the same age.
Different, because you call them out, they're gonna say they're gonna excel.
Yeah.
They're gonna excel.
Yeah. So UFC, but.
So when you choked out Aiden Rose, Dana, if I'm not mistaken, Dana was there, right?
Yeah, Dana White. Yeah.
Yeah. And you made the man, you choked the man out?
Yes.
How did you know? Who taught you that technique? You just watching?
Just wrestling. Wrestling as a kid. Just playing with your cousins, wrestling.
Yeah.
Just a move, just a choke out move.
So you're the fastest YouTuber streamer. You're the most athletic YouTube streamer. You're the most physical YouTube streamer. You're the most gifted YouTube streamer, internet person. Is there anybody that's in the social media space that creates content that can beat you in anything?
He's gonna say
What do you
no.
mean anything?
He's gonna say no.
What do you mean? Anything like what?
Like, you said nobody's gonna beat you racing.
Oh.
That do what you do. I'm not talking about a professional. I'm talking about do what you do. Create content. So nobody can outrun you. Is there anybody that create content that could outbox you?
Outbox me?
Yeah.
In general, or like my weight class, or like just in general?
I mean, I don't really know all
There's no. There's no. Answer's no. Answer's no. I can't think of one, and no.
Crazy.
Quick math. The less your business.
All right, buddy.
Talking to you off camera, and you say you have a residency, or your main residence is in Florida. But bro, how do you have the time to do all the stuff? And I understand your age. I take into account you're 19. You have a boundless energy. But when do you find the time to do all the stuff that you do outside of streaming?
Outside of?
Yeah, like the racing no allows. You say that's a part of it. The Randy Orton RKO.
Oh, just stuff like that.
Yes.
I mean, planes is just, it's planes. You know,
Yes.
that's the plain old answer. You know, planes, and I'm just planes.
How much sleep do you get? Are you a sleeper?
No.
I was gonna say no way you can sleep.
No. I get about 6-7 hours.
That's pretty good. Yeah. So how long do you stream per day? Or do you stream every day, every other day? How often?
I stream most of the days. I stream, and if I do stream, I stream about 4 to 5 hours.
Mm-hmm. Non-stop?
Yeah, non-stop. When I'm not streaming, I'm brainstorming, you know, on what I want to do.
Okay.
In terms of content. So, yeah.
As a child, you said, I mean, listening that you talk, and with your athletic ability, I can tell you were very gifted as a child. When did you...
Speed's come up's crazy, man. Shout out to Aiden. He's really created the careers for both Kai and Speed. Yeah, they've done their own things, just their own men, and they've done their own success. But he set the platform. He gave them a voice. So, bro, Aiden deserves his fucking flowers, man. He doesn't get enough credit.
17, and I got more money than I could have possibly imagined just a year ago, let alone 5 years ago.
I know.
So what is that feeling like?
If you want to be honest, it's kind of so crazy, you know, when I think back on it, but I was genuinely, as a 16-year-old kid, I was just so locked in, like just on my craft.
Right.
I just didn't really take a realization on the position that I was in as a 16-year-old kid, you know, and right now I'm still locked in, but now when I think back on it, like, damn, I was 16, I was a junior.
He's a year younger than me. He's a year younger. He's 19. I'm 20, so he's younger.
Had all this money, blah, 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 but, you know, I was just locked in. You know, I didn't really take that into consideration, really.
Let me go back. You said your mom says if you can't continue to stream in my home, or you're going to have to go. So did you drop out of school, or did you go to Detroit with your father and finish school?
Oh, listen, okay. So I dropped out my sophomore year. I was failing all my grades my sophomore year. Then my mom was like, hell no. You know, she put a stop to it. She called my dad. I moved back. Yeah, then I moved back in with my mom for my junior year.
Okay.
So I gained my credit for my sophomore year and my junior, because my mom, she was on it. She put me in an online class. Well, we tried this like a public school, but that didn't last a month because, you know, I was already famous, whatever.
Right.
But anyways, I got into my online class. My mom locked me in because she wanted me to get my high school diploma.
Yeah, you get your diploma.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
for sure.
She wanted me to get my diploma, so she locked me back in. But, you know, I made my ways and I graduated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have, look, I understand the streaming community is one thing, but did you have friends? I'm talking about like friends that were around you. Did you have those friends when you were like?
Yes, but like I said, the COVID really like.
Yeah.
It just messed up.
Everything down,
it just messed up my social life. Like I didn't talk to my friends.
Right.
I was only talking to my online friends, my gaming friends. It's just like COVID really put a hit on my life.
Right.
Put a hit on my life. No.
No Messi.
No.
So you're not a chain that's kind of like what he has, like a Ronaldo themed chain, and a $200,000+ Lambo. Does Ronaldo have Lambo? Because clearly I think you've been to his home.
Oh, No, I haven't quietly been to his home.
You haven't been to his home.
But no, I haven't. But yeah, he does have a Lamborghini though. He does.
When did you have this? I mean, you're a big soccer fan, I'm assuming.
Football.
So when did you football? Okay. When did you have this infinity with Ronaldo? And like, man, I really like him.
Starting like in 2022.
Okay.
2022. Like that man, he still inspires me now. You know, I really respect people who like inspires me and keeps me going, and you know, and in the way they live. So when I seen Ronaldo, when I seen how he lives, talks.
Ronaldo or Messi? All right, we're switching now. We're switching.
So from 1 to 33, what does those different numbers mean to you?
1 is male energy. So when people born on the 1st, 10th, 19th, 28th, they have more leadership ability. 2 is feminine energy. So when people are born on the 2nd, they tend to have more feminine qualities, even if they're a man. If they're a woman and they're born on the 2nd, woo, that body, woo, yeah. They got it going on. People born on the 3rd, 12th, 21st, and 30th, they're the ones who are the comedians. Chris Rock is a 3 life path. A lot of the popular people out there today tend to be 3s who are funny. 4 is the number of law and order. So for instance, whenever it's the 4th, 13th, 31st, start noticing around how many more police are pulling people over. You're much more likely to be arrested that day under 4 energy. 5 is the number of looks, number of travel. So if you're traveling, good day to do is under 5 energy. 5 is number of sex, number of looks. So a lot of good-looking women are born on the 5th, 14th, 23rd. As a matter of fact, of the top 100 models of all time, supermodels, 30% of them were 5s.
Yeah.
So again, you know, when you think about percentages, 1 out of 9, that's 11%. So when you have something at 30%, that's almost 300% higher than anything else. So it shows you that it beats the standard of the median, what it should be. So there's obviously something there. 6 is number of home and family. For all the guys out there who say, oh, women don't want to have babies, they don't want to be stay-at-home moms, find someone born on the 6th, 15th, 24th. You'll eat your words. 7 is the number of the genius. Genius starts with G. G is the 7th letter. So people born on the 7th, people born on the 16th, people born on the 25th have higher intelligence. 8 is the number of money. 8 people.
I'm born on the 7th. I'm a 7 life path chat. I'm a genius. Let's fucking go! Let's go!
People born in the 8th, Sneeko example. He was broke. Now he has a bag.
Why you think Sneeko was, when he was broken, he have a bag because of his number?
Yeah, of course. He's born in the 8th. So people who are born in the 8th, they usually tend to be poor, and then they grow up and they start having that bag.
That makes sense. So where was that number 8?
8's the number of money. 9 is the number. I don't talk too much about 9s.
Why you don't talk about 9s?
Because every other numerologist about them is wrong. So and they're just gonna copy me. So I kind of keep that shit a little bit hidden.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, everyone just copies me anyway.
So give us one tip for the guys on here. You don't got to talk about all about 9s.
I did. I know. He's a 9. So basically, remember I told you yesterday the ability to adapt.
Oh yeah, the ability to adapt.
You can adapt to any situation, anything.
Yeah.
That's a 9 trait.
Okay.
I don't go into other 9 traits.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a little bit off camera, but the reason I don't do it is because they're all wrong. Like for instance, the books and the websites, they all say 9s are humanitarians. 9 is the number of the humanitarian.
Yeah.
Is Joseph Stalin a humanitarian? He put 50 million people in the ground.
Wow.
Is Heinrich Himmler, the guy who ran the SS, the guy who put people in concentration camps, is he a humanitarian? So again, they're not all 9s are humanitarians. Some are, some aren't, just like anyone else. So you have to be very, very careful about the numerology in books and on websites.
Like I said, chat, I don't know. I don't know about this numerology stuff. It's suspicious. It's like, you know, it's like you could sort of calculate it however you want, and you could be any of the numbers. That's what it seems to be. I'm not super educated on it, but that's sort of my understanding so far about it.
It could be misleading.
If it's free, it's most likely free for a reason because it has no value. So 11 is when you call master number. 11, 22, and 33, they're at a different frequency. And the 11s are usually the ones who have the most charisma.
As a matter of fact, Joe Rogan is born on the 11th.
Yeah.
Top podcast in the world. Who's the kid who's running the streets here in Miami? Aiden Ross. Aiden Ross is born on the 11th.
Yeah.
So again, we have the two top guys.
Apparently you can stack numbers. Like, I'm a 7th life path with 11 energy, which makes you an old soul. Like, I don't get all that shit, man. I don't get it, man. It's fucking this stuff's schizo, man.
They're both running
So you think?
I'm not done yet.
Go ahead.
When it comes down to the Daily Wire, Ben Shapiro, he is 11 life path. So it's not just with people who are 11s who are good at the talk show thing.
Yeah.
President Barack Obama's an 11. Michael Jordan. Jordan's an 11. Kobe's an 11. Kyrie's 11. So think about this. Michael Jordan 11 mentored Michael Jordan 11 mentored Kobe Bryant in 11.
Yep.
Kobe an 11 mentored Kyrie Irving is 11. 11, 11, 11. So they're really good athletes. They're really good at, basically getting an audience. They're good at charisma.
So you think when
let's
you
go,
said
chat.
He mentored
Let's
all
go.
those 11s. Like so you think when they're looking for recruits, they're like,
No.
where's the 11s?
They don't know anything about it. That's the point.
So it's programmed through their subconscious mind.
In a sense, yes. They don't know anything about it, but their subconscious mind picks up on it. 100.
Oh wow! So their subconscious mind just steered them the amount of the people that they should be around.
Well, I mean, listen, 11s get along with 11s.
Yeah.
22 is the number of the master builder. People who are 22s.
Okay. So what? They're carpenters. I don't know, man. It's like witchcraft type stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm too lost. I don't know. I'm just very skeptical about this, chat.
They're really good at architecture. They're really good at building up other people. For instance, Bill Parcells, who I consider the best coach of all time. He's born on the 22nd. If you look at his coaching tree, he is the guy who put Bill Belichick on. And Bill Belichick put other people on. But it all started with Parcells, born on the 22nd. America. And George Washington is born on the 22nd. He helped build America. Now, who was a superpower before America? USSR, Soviet Union. Who built that? Vladimir Lenin, born on the 22nd. So the last two guys who built up the last two superpowers, both born on the 22nd. 22 is the number of master builder. 33 is the number of influence. That's why Jesus Christ died when he was 33 years old. And they made sure to associate that number with him because he's the most influential dead man in the world.
Wow. That's insane.
Freemason order goes up to 33 degrees too. The interesting thing about that is the Freemasons put a Fahrenheit system in America, where the rest of the world uses Celsius.
What was that system?
And the reason they put it in is very interesting. So under 32 degrees, water is frozen. But at 33, it's liquefied. So that basically means when you reach that 33 degree energy, a lot more possibilities are open to you.
Yeah.
More enlightened.
Interesting.
How do you reach that energy?
Oh, brother. A lot of lifetimes, man. You got to be reincarnated quite a few times.
So you believe in reincarnation?
You got to be a moron not to.
What
By the way,
numbers?
my Muslim brothers don't believe in that too much. Too bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So here's the thing. I believe there's old souls and there's young souls.
Yeah.
And people don't have the same mission. Not some people are not meant to be great.
Yeah.
Some people are just meant to be the mothers or fathers or brothers or sisters of great people. They're supposed to be that support network for it.
Yeah.
Not every
old souls, new souls. Interesting. That's an interesting take.
Around vibrational energy, whether it be in numbers, whether it be in shapes, whether it be in colors.
Shapes?
Like, for instance,
shapes? We use it in shapes?
Colors have a big effect on people. I'll give people a little secret. If you're trying to be, a little bit pushy, the best thing to do is to wear white and black together, because white adds up to an 11 and black adds up to 11. Say you're trying to do something from a more of a sexual standpoint. Red, and again, this is marketing too, obviously capitalism, but red covers the root chakra. The root chakra has to do was sexuality. That's why in the movie The Matrix.
Interesting. There is some truth to what he says. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I don't know, man.
The lady.
I don't know, man.
In red, because she's there to take you away. Start thinking about that. So again, colors, shapes, sounds. They all have vibrational energy around them, and people have to understand that if the elite do this, isn't this something you should look into?
It's true.
Again, Al Qaeda was founded August 11th. Al Qaeda hit America on 9/11.
There is some truth to it, chat. There is some truth. There is some truth. The elites do use it. Freemasons and etc. So I don't know.
Al Qaeda hit India on July 11th. Al Qaeda hit Spain on March 11th. What do you think? This is a coincidence? You got to be a moron to think that. Do you know what the mathematical odds of them hitting everything on the 11th is? You got a better chance of winning the lotto. So here's the point. The people in positions of power are using this. There's no doubt about that. So having said that, why don't you look in that instead of thinking, oh, this guy's crazy? And I'll freely admit, most people in most numerologists and astrologers are frauds. I'll freely admit that. Okay? That's why, again, I created this right here. This means no frauds. This means best of the best in the game. So again, you can tell things just by a person's birthday. Let's go down a little.
Okay.
Beyonce look good, don't she?
Yeah.
Beyonce is a 5 life path in numerology. 5 is the number of good looks. As a matter of fact, all you people who have Facebook accounts, why don't you go on your little Facebook account and highlight everyone born on the 5th, 14th, and 23rd? Because again, 14, 1 and 4 is 5, 23, 2 and 3 is 5. And you're going to see those are going to be the attractive friends you have. Very simple. And, you know, that's one of the things about numerology. It explained everything to me. I'm not impressed by someone being hot anymore because, oh, you're just a 5, whatever. You know, someone who's extremely athletic. 11 life path.
He's very convincing, chat. Help! I'm becoming a schizo. Help me!
Again,
Help!
Michael Jordan,
Help!
Kobe Bryant, Dominique Wilkins. I'll go back in time for you if you want. The 11 life paths are always the athletic ones. The 11s are also the ones with charisma. Your buddy Joe Rogan, #1 podcaster in the world, born on 11th. Who was the #1 podcaster before him? Alex Jones, born on the 11th. I'm not making this is facts. So again, what does it come down to? If you understand what numbers mean, you understand the type of energy they have. 28 is the number of wealth. Bill Gates is born on the 28th.
It's interesting. It's interesting. And probably the elites have specific births on specific days for their children to be these numbers, I guess. It's weird. Weird, chat. I don't know. Do you guys believe in numerology? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments below, chat. Let me know.
I don't know, for a lot of guys, it got replaced by pornography too. I think really damaged it, especially for me. You know, once I found pornography, there was a way to have a feeling, a connection with a woman that was safe enough for me to be in.
Yeah.
I knew I wasn't going to be hurt.
Yeah.
There was some sexual reward to it.
Yeah.
And I could start it and stop it as I wish. And it was the only kind of relationship I could even really handle, kind of. When I was in other relationships, but those weren't, none of them were as long as my relationship with pornography, you know, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now, right now, I'm like, I think I'm 77 days off of pornography and 70 days off of masturbation. So I've had sexual activities, but I haven't been touching my wiener or whatever. People that say different stuff, but I'm saying, like, I don't know what they say in your country. Topping off the
wanking.
Okay, wanking or whatever. Yeah. Thinking of the queen or whatever they say. I don't know what they say. Queen takes rook or whatever. That's like a chess move, but yeah. So that's been kind of different. For me, that's been different. But that was a huge thing.
How is it different?
Well, for one, I quit thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I don't think about pornography. I don't think about like masturbation. I don't have that weird feeling where like I'll masturbate and then I'll just be laying there like I'm still right where I was, but I've like kind of ejaculated or whatever. Because like sometimes like.
Alrighty. We're not watching that.
LeBron's now playing with his son. Are you gonna make that happen in the football world? Cool.
What
stuff
is
like
your
that.
favorite one?
How'd you feel when you hit 1 billion followers across everything?
You think I'm gonna beat you?
And this is fake. I can't watch that either. I'm sorry, chat. I can't watch it. I just can't do it. Fucking unauthentic, just ugh.
If you want to know how a psychopath can operate in the real world, look no further than UFC fighter John Jones.
This guy's got a lot of demons, man. A lot of demons.
Are you a good guy trying to be bad, or are you a bad guy trying to be good?
I hate you.
That's a good question.
Albuquerque police are still looking for UFC champ John Bones Jones for a hit-and-run crash that happened yesterday.
I think I am a bad guy that's trying to be good. Just because religiously we're all sinners.
The events in his life are nothing short of fascinating, being so dedicated to becoming the best fighter on earth.
John Jones is the youngest champion in UFC history!
But then a complete incapability to maintain order in his normal life. And his darkness is definitely something that needs to be studied.
We've got a possible DV call, professional MMA fighter, Jonathan Jones.
You're the f***ing scum of the earth. You are a terrible human being, but you can sure turn it on, huh?
Thank you.
Before we delve into the darker chapters of John Jones's life, it's important to understand his roots and where it all began. John was born into a family steeped in athletic prowess. His older brother Arthur and younger brother Chandler both made careers in the NFL, achieving notable success in professional football, whilst John took a different path, pursuing mixed martial arts. Athleticism and competition were core to the Jones family, but each sibling found a unique way to channel their talents. Growing up in a religious household with a pastor for a father, John was instilled with traditional values and a sense of discipline from a young age. His family emphasized the importance of faith and moral principles, aiming to guide him and his siblings in the right direction. However, life wasn't free from tragedy. His older sister Carmen passed away after a long battle with cancer. This loss was devastating for John and may have contributed to his inner turmoil.
This is the thing. We in this world are all empty vessels, right? And then you have obviously your soul. But what also changes and makes you who you are is trauma. Trauma makes you who you are today and how you deal with that trauma. You can become, a person that's malicious and wants to take everything out on the world and wants to be narcissistic and use people to their advantage and extract everything from the world. You can be a sort of empath type person where you want to be a people pleaser, a codependent, someone that just wants to help everyone. Or you could be somewhere in the middle. It all depends on how you handle trauma. Trauma does to a degree. How you handle trauma defines who you're going to be for the rest of your life. That's how it works. Sometimes people take longer than others. Sometimes people never figure it out. Sometimes people allow the trauma to control them. Some people use the trauma as an excuse to use everyone else in their world, So, I don't know if can you guys hear me? You guys can hear me, never mind. I was a bit tripped out. But yeah, I was spitting. That's basically the gist, is that, trauma is an important aspect to life, but It's how you deal with the trauma. Dictates the person and the character you're going to be. It's as simple as that, really. So, in John's case, he had a traumatic thing that happened to him, and I'm not going to speak on the guy, I don't know him, but the truth of the matter is that, you know, it changes you. And, you know, I think trauma and more so losing people that you love, you know, family, really does change you as a person. It makes you different. It makes you, to a degree, it makes you sharper. It makes you stronger, but it also changes you. You're no longer as innocent. You're no longer as you're not as naive, because you've seen the reality of the world. You've seen the most extreme measures of the world, which is death. That's probably the most extreme thing in this world, is death. So when you understand, you've seen it, you've seen people die, you understand that this world is no longer as luxurious as you once probably thought it to be. You understand that people come and go. You understand people die. You understand that people are, you know, mortal. So you then start looking for reasons to cope. You start looking for answers. You start looking for reasons to keep going in this world. And that's what death does. Death gives you a reality check and sort of dictates how you want to live this world. It does. And, you know, when you lose someone at a young age, God is giving you a blessing to say, hey, look, this isn't forever. I need you ready. I need you to be prepared for what is to come. I need you to be the man to take on the things that you need to take on, which is your purpose. So that's what happens with people. If people have lost a lot of people in this world, if you're someone out there that's lost a lot of people, a lot of loved ones, a lot of people you care about, God is preparing you for the purpose that you need to fulfill. It might be teaching people how to deal with grief. It might be teaching people in some sort of field. But God is trying to awaken you for something greater. And some people don't figure it out at all. Some people figure it out too late. Some people figure it out early. So it's not a straight line. It's a path that you must go on. But you need to understand that, yes, trauma is a part of life, grief is a part of life, but it creates who you're meant to be. So, yeah, that's the biggest life experience. The people that have gone through the most shit, the most turmoil, the most loss, that's the biggest life experience that God can give you. Is the reality of it all is death.
Search for meaning. This tragic event left a lasting mark on John, who as a teenager sought purpose and direction in life. During this period of soul searching, he discovered mixed martial arts, a discipline that will become his life's calling. Driven by a fierce determination, John set his sights on becoming a fighter, honing his skills with unmatched focus and intensity. Though his story would later be littered with controversy, as we'll get into, John's extreme talent and unrelenting drive are nothing short of superior. In his early years, he trained tirelessly, often sacrificing typical teenage pursuits for long hours in the gym, laser focused on one goal: to be the best.
Who was John when he first walked into the camp? Who was that guy?
He was an eager student. You know, John just wanted to learn, very eager to be the guy. You know, I remember we went out one time and he's like, oh man, what is it like to have, you know, people come up to you and want to take pictures? And I'm like, one day you'll find out, you know.
And still counting,
He became one of the UFC's most promising fighters, even dropping out of college to chase his dreams. By the age of 23, he had achieved what many could only aspire. He became the youngest champion in UFC history. This was not just a personal victory, but a moment that made history in the sport.
John Jones is the youngest champion!
You understand, for him being young, that should tell you a lot. Him being young and having all this success, yes, it was through hard work and dedication, but that comes with a cost. What someone in the other champions at that time would have learned a lot of life lessons before he did, because they've been around a lot longer. They got to the success a lot later, so they were already pretty much established who they are. John was still figuring himself out, you know, to a degree. So, fuck, He didn't have all the lessons and all the things figured out that the other champions did. So being the youngest to ever do it comes at a cost. You have to learn everything in front of the spotlight. You have to learn everything in front of the world, the public eye.
UFC history!
But with this unprecedented success came fame, and perhaps too soon. You
Correct.
see, sudden stardom and success, especially at such a young age, can contribute to what some would term a god complex. For someone as young and exceptionally talented as Jones, this swift rise to fame distorted the boundaries that ground most people.
And God will teach him a lesson with that, you know? He has to go through trials and tribulations. And I give John Jones credit because he's one of the only UFC fighters that credits Jesus Christ specifically. Others say God, others pray to native gods, which are demons, but he gives his full credit to Jesus Christ. Shout out to John Jones.
According to psychologists, excessive validation, especially at a formative age, can distort one's self-image. In John's case, constant praise and attention may have led him to feel as though the rules don't apply to him, creating a powerful sense of entitlement and narcissism. It's common for young athletes in John's position to develop a distorted reality where everything revolves around their talent and image. When young individuals like John achieve such monumental success, they often become isolated in an echo chamber where everyone tells them they're the best. This type of environment reinforces their self-belief to the point where they start to feel invincible. Fame amplifies this effect, with people in their orbit praising them, handling their problems, and sometimes even bending the rules on their behalf. For someone as young as John, these messages became a reality that could cloud judgment and encourage reckless behavior.
But again, you can't necessarily blame the guy because all the lessons that every other UFC champion, athlete in the world that learned, you know, they did it behind the scenes. They didn't have the spotlight he did. Am I justifying what he did? No. John Jones did fuck up, right? He did mess up in his career. But bro, you can't be too hard on the guy too, because he had to learn everything that everyone else learned off camera.
Psychologically, there's also an element of brain development. Research shows that the human brain continues maturing well into one's mid-20s, particularly in areas related to decision-making and impulse control.
100%, because by the time you're age 25, you sort of dictated, you're sort of getting towards, you know, the mature years of your life. So you've gone through all the trauma, you know? And like I said, some people go through it earlier, and that's true life experience, is suffering. That's the true embodiment of life experience. And I want to make that clear again. I want to repeat this. The true life experience as a human, especially as a man, is trauma. Trauma is life experience. It teaches you how to deal with grief. It teaches you how to deal with other people in a sad time. It teaches you how to be strong when other people can't. It teaches you, you know, how to be respectful in hard times, how to control your emotions, how to regulate your emotions, how to time things. It's a very important development that a man has to go through, and certain people need to go through more of it. Some people don't. You know, it's a it's not necessarily a comfortable thing. It's a suffering. It sucks, but it makes you stronger for other people that are just going through that. Maybe you're 20 and you're going through all this bullshit of people dying, and then now, you know, someone that's same age as you is just losing their first loved one or whatever. You know how that feels. You can help them. God has put you in that position to help other people, because if you weren't there, if you weren't fulfilling that purpose, those people that are going through that trauma might not be able to go through it, might not be able to live it, so they rely on you. So there's reasons for that. God has a bigger plan for everyone, whatever it may be, big or small. It's still a big plan, because your life's important. Your human experience is important. That will make it a unique human experience.
Like John, navigating fame without a fully developed sense of long-term consequences can be dangerous. Unfortunately, John didn't have the proper support systems to manage these pressures healthily. With fame and fortune constantly fueling his lifestyle, he began to develop unhealthy coping mechanisms, eventually entangling his career with bouts of substance abuse and legal troubles. John's struggles with substance use can be traced back to his college years when he started drinking to manage his anxiety.
And I always felt like I needed alcohol to be cool, to conquer anxiety or whatever. I never really had the opportunity to develop a healthy relationship with it. It just went from high school to college, when you get party even more, to being famous. So my relationship with alcohol, it became unhealthy, and I never went through a period of time where I had a healthy, mature, responsible relationship with it.
At first, alcohol may have seemed like a solution, a quick way to escape the pressures he faced. But as John's fame and success in the UFC grew, his drinking habit expanded to include different types of drugs, creating a cycle that became harder to control. This tendency to rely on substances as a form of relief is not uncommon amongst high-performing individuals. For many, reaching the pinnacle of success brings on immense pressure, and without healthy outlets, they may turn to self-destructive habits that threaten to unravel their achievements.
100%, man. This is the part of the human experience, right? This is it's tough.
There's a psychological phenomenon at play here, one seen in many successful individuals, the tendency towards self-destruction. After reaching a point of accomplishment through hard work and discipline, some people start to feel they've earned the right to indulge in potentially damaging habits, whether through overeating, etc.
100%, because you build that high sense of self, that God complex that he was talking about before. You feel indestructible, and everyone else is, that might not accomplish what you accomplished, they're self-destructing or they're drinking and those sorts of things. So you felt like you earned it. You feel like that you've hit yourself to such a level, you're not on the same bounds and rules as everyone else. So you can do those things. You could go extreme in one measure, but go extreme in another. And that's another psychological thing too. With athletes, with people that are in this social media game. To be able to make it, to be able to be the top of the game, you have to be self-obsessed. You have to be obsessed. You have to be addicted to the grind. So when you're addicted to the grind, you have an addictive personality. So God has given you that as a gift to get to the success, to make the impact that you need to in whatever field that you decide to endeavor in. But that can also go to a bad place too. That could go to a place of drugs, alcohol, addictions that are self-destructive towards your progress in your life. So you need to be careful. You need to really self-reflect. And not enough people do that. Not enough people, instead people try to distract themselves and self-indulge to remove that, to not hold themselves accountable. But you must self-reflect. You must identify who you are as a person. Not everyone is an addictive personality person. Some people are just in and out, very lucid, very relaxed, very, normal. But the people like myself and other people out there that have that addictive personality because of anxiety, trauma, things, maybe a chip on their shoulder, whatever it may be, it's important to realize that in the right place they can do a lot of good, but in the wrong place it can do a lot of bad. So you need to understand with an addictive personality, there's a trade-off. You need to harness it and put it in a good area. You need to put that habit, that complex into a healthy environment, and you can succeed.
Excessive partying, substance use, or other forms of escapism.
He likes to blow off a little bit of steam, and it's kind of like his ritual that he does where, it's like a little celebration to himself, and it's kind of like his thing where, he'll go and he'll party like 4 weeks before he fights, and then he'll finish the rest of his camp.
Blow off a little too literally, unfortunately.
Yeah, a little too literally.
Success brings new pressures, and ironically, the very habits that help reach the top can begin to give way to behavior that could bring it all crashing down. For John, several elements likely contribute to this self-destructive path. He had already developed a pattern of using alcohol to manage stress and anxiety in college, setting the groundwork for a coping mechanism that would escalate over time. After becoming the youngest UFC champion, the intense pressure and scrutiny of his status probably heightened his anxiety, pushing him towards more frequent and varied substance use as a form of release. His rise to fame may have fueled a sense of invincibility. As one of the most talented fighters in UFC history, John could have felt that no matter what he did, his natural ability would allow him to win. This feeling of being untouchable likely reinforced his willingness to take risks and engage in reckless behavior, as if he could party as hard as he wanted and still maintain his fighting prowess.
He takes risk in a cage, and he lives like that. He takes risks in his life too.
That's what I mean. Like when you become a specific person that's successful in an industry, a business, a career path, a purpose, there's a devil side to it too. Just like God's gift, there's another side to this. There's another side to that coin. That side to that coin is the trade-off of being an extremist, being an addictive personality. Those traits. Like, think about it, chat. If you're an extremist or you have an addictive personality, that can trade off and go into a really bad place too. That could go into a place where basically, you might be really successful like John Jones, a fighter, MMA champion, youngest to ever do it. But you can also be, a self-indulged drug addict that's really, really violent and very, very extreme when he's in that environment. That's why your environment is the most important aspect to your life. You need to put yourself as a responsible and adult in a good environment to succeed. Your environment is everything. So if you have an extreme addictive personality and you're a fighter, you're going to do well, right? If you're in a drug environment, you're going to do really bad and you're going to be the biggest drug addict out of everyone. You need to be careful where your environment is, who you have around you, your peers, your friends, your family, and etc. And really assess, is this a good place for you or not? And that's why self-reflection is important. And when people take drugs, when people self-indulge in drugs, what ends up happening, they become numb, they become dull, and they can't self-reflect. Because they're in this spiral of self-destruction, and they never get anywhere, and they're too scared to look themselves in the mirror and reflect. But you must do it. In 2024, as a man, you must self-analysis, you must do self-analysis, you must self-assess, and you must self-reflect. Those are the keys, the keys to the car, the key to success. All three.
And it's part of who he is. You know?
I was able to win my fights, and I felt as if it really wasn't affecting me that bad. You know, I would go out on the weekend, and then Monday morning I'd be the first guy to practice, working harder than everybody else. So I felt as if I can get away with that.
With high anxiety, the need for release, and a sense of grandiosity, John's pattern of drinking and drug use became a temporary escape between bouts of intense training and competition. But soon, this inability to curb these behaviors would threaten his career and reputation. As his substance abuse worsened, John started encountering legal trouble, tarnishing his public image and bringing instability into his career. After his championship win in March 2011, it took just over a year for the first major incident. In May 2012, John crashed his Bentley into a pole whilst driving under the influence. He was fined $1,000 and received a 6-month driving suspension. This incident marked the beginning of a pattern of legal and personal challenges that would follow him in the years to come. By January 2015,
he was young. This is the thing. I'm not justifying, but he was young. So when you're young, you need to get burned a few times, and it can be costly. It can be at the detriment of someone else. It can affect other people. You know, this is why self-accountability is important. But because he was on such a high, he couldn't. He just could not self-reflect. He didn't want to. And that's why this
John
happens.
faced off against his biggest career rival, Daniel Cormier.
That's what happens, chat, is you keep going down the self-destruction line.
A highly anticipated fight. John won, but it was revealed 3 days later that he had tested positive for cocaine before the bout. However, because this drug test was actually concluded over 30 days prior to the fight, the result didn't impact the official outcome, and John's victory stood. Yet the public scrutiny intensified. As part of what seemed like an effort to address the issue, John checked himself into a rehab facility, but this commitment was short-lived. His mother later revealed that he left the facility after just one night, underscoring his ongoing struggle to confront his substance abuse. These incidents highlight the complexities of addiction. Many individuals turn to substances to mask deep-seated anxieties, escape stress, or fill emotional voids. For John, this cycle of relief, followed by guilt and self-doubt, was a manifestation of cognitive dissonance, a psychological state where one's actions conflict with their values and beliefs, creating a profound sense of inner turmoil. John publicly valued hard work, discipline, and dedication, yet his substance use contradicted those values. Every relapse likely deepened his inner conflict, feeding a cycle that often leads to more self-destructive behavior. He would later claim that he wasn't a regular cocaine user, but had simply been caught slipping.
Harry, I'll look you dead in your eyes. I don't like coke. I'm not a coke guy. I tried cocaine one night, and the athletic commission's there the next day. How in the world did this just go down? How did it happen this way?
According to John, his drug use wasn't habitual. He was influenced by the party environment and tried cocaine out of curiosity.
Environment's a key factor, but you know, why is he there? Because it's in you, it's personal. Like, this is the thing too. Another psychological spit game is that your inner trauma and how you deal with it is a manifestation in this world. So, you know, you'll notice if you haven't dealt with certain things in your life or previous life or in your personal life, what will end up happening is it will manifest out and you'll start gravitating towards things to cope with it, to make up for the lack of reflection and dedication to dealing with that problem, which will, it's like fixing a bunch of holes with sticky tape. It's not going to last. It's like, you know, a gun. It's like a gun wound with a band-aid. It ain't gonna last. So that's why, again, self-reflection is important. It's a hard thing to do. It's a hard thing to sit there in the mirror and self-reflect, but you got it. At any level, Big or small, 9 to 5, John Jones, top streamer Bo Riddler, like, it doesn't matter. You gotta just do it. You must. Self-accountability. You're the only person that's gonna hold yourself accountable, chap.
However, this tendency to indulge in reckless behavior when in social settings was a dangerous pattern that ultimately led to even bigger problems. And after a night of partying and drinking, the biggest controversy of his life would ensue.
Could I ask what's your biggest regret?
My biggest regret out of everything, it was hitting the pregnant woman in that hit-and-run car accident.
The guy that's getting out of the SUV, he took off running.
Dude, I wonder if this is that fighter's car. John Jones? Well, he's fucked.
Yeah, he is.
In 2015, things would take a darker turn. Following the night of one of his parties, he would run a red light and crash into another vehicle, which then collided with a third vehicle. John, in a state of panic, would immediately flee the scene.
Police are still looking for UFC champ John Bones Jones for a hit-and-run crash that happened yesterday.
This is a clear as day example of a manifestation of not self-reflecting, not being able to hold yourself accountable, not dealing with your problems. This is what happens. It damages other people. You then start being not just self-destructive, but destructive towards the world.
First, I realized I wasn't hurt. So, I think subconsciously I just figured, all right, nobody's gotten hurt. I'm not hurt. Maybe we didn't hit that hard. I just thought to myself, man, I probably still smell like the night before. I need to get myself out of here.
Rather than see if the other parties involved in the crash were okay, he was only worried about how bad it would look on him if law enforcement came and smelled the alcohol on him. He assumed because he was okay, the other parties were okay, when in reality, anything could have happened to them. There could have been a kid in the car for all he knew. Instead, he fled. This shows narcissistic traits, self-centeredness, and a lack of empathy. Because what turned out to be the case was that the lady in the car he hit was actually pregnant. Luckily, she didn't suffer any fatal injuries. However, that wouldn't have been to John's knowledge at the time. Even when questioned about how he felt after hearing about who he hit, the self-centeredness still prevailed.
When you found out that there was a pregnant lady who was injured, what was your reaction to that?
I started thinking about the fact that I could go to jail for the rest of my life. I was miserable. I was extremely depressed. I was just thinking about the fact that I could never see my kids again and my wife again. So it was a lot for me. At that time, I wasn't even thinking about fighting again. I was just thinking about, my freedom being taken away.
Talking about the event and how he reacted after hearing it was a pregnant lady, John mentions himself before the victim, thinking about his freedom being taken away instead of expressing any remorse.
Lack of empathy, like he said, narcissistic, for sure, He just cared about himself, his own world, his own reality. He didn't care about anyone else, It's, it's pretty bad, self-centeredness.
Guilt towards the victim. Again, showing that lack of empathy and proving his narcissistic self-centeredness. The thing is, to make it to the top of industries like sport or business, arrogance is often needed.
Yep. Even in the industry we're in right now, on YouTube and Kick and etc., streaming, influencing, social media, arrogance, self-entitlement, it's a very narcissistic world, a very narcissistic realm, and you gotta sort of channel that to be successful, but you need to also check yourself and self-reflect. It's important.
Arrogance often breeds narcissism. John Jones, having to make sure the UFC world centers around him and his success he's had as a fighter, may have slipped into the real world, where he believes it's all about him. That same entitlement and strong ego stood out in a moment like this. John turned himself into authorities the following day and was released on $2,500 bail. Subsequently, the UFC stripped him of his light heavyweight title and suspended him indefinitely. With this whole scenario, psychologists call this moral disengagement, a state where one's mind rationalizes harmful actions to protect the self-image. This allows a person to detach from the morality of their actions, justifying their behavior to avoid facing guilt. For Jones, his success may have fed his sense of invincibility, making accountability a foreign concept, which made him able to flee the scene to protect himself. And although this was one of his lowest ever points, and he vowed for a change in his behavior, John Jones would continue to be the villain.
Hey, are you still there?
I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here. You are just the fakest person. I actually admire that you can actually be this fake, and like when the TV comes on, how you can just change. It's like you're a chameleon.
One of the most notorious rivalries in UFC history was between John Jones and Daniel Cormier. Their verbal sparring became as iconic as their physical clashes in the ring. But for Jones, the rivalry seemed to feel something deeper, a need to dominate his opponent, not just physically but psychologically. Now, I don't want to get the lines blurred because trash talk is completely normal and almost necessary in combat sports to sell more tickets. They typically don't have a real hatred for each other but pretend to for the fight, and that may have been the case here, but I believe there's a bit more to it for us to analyze.
You are just terrible. You're the f***ing scum of the earth. You are a terrible human being, but you can sure turn it on, huh?
Thank you.
John had been so dominant in his career at this point, but I think there were two reasons that Daniel Cormier brought out his best performances but the worst of his character. DC was his most skilled opponent yet, and John may have had a genuine fear of losing to him. This may have been why he believed if he could dominate him psychologically, it could weaken him for the fight. To add on to this point, DC was in a better life position at this time.
You take control of the mind, you take control of the body. It's just like yourself. If you're controlling your mind, you're controlling your body. So if you're eating poorly, you don't have control over your mind. If you're eating good, you have control of your mind, which then controls your body. Same with going to the gym, making that decision. So if you can fuck an opponent up psychologically, it's going to throw them off their game. They're so disillusioned and shocked, they can't mentally get back into it, which then their body can't get into it, meaning the fight.
He had a family, no legal troubles, and fit into that role model persona that John couldn't fulfill. And this caused John to reach into that arrogant side of his.
I'm sitting on 10 mil, baby. What you sitting on? You're more money than you and your whole family.
Doesn't matter.
However, this didn't come without DC's own comments, ones that would trigger John.
I wish they would let me next door so I could spit in your f***ing face.
You know I would absolutely kill you if you ever did something like that,
You
right?
could never kill me.
Oh, I bet you I could. I'm not saying I would fight you. I said I would kill you if
John,
you did some
do you
serious
think?
shit like that.
So John, do you think I'm just gonna sit there and let you kill me, John?
You see that switch on John's face, that he is literally considering murder if he was spat on, whilst Daniel Cormier thinks it's still trash talk. There's a darkness behind those eyes, a man who is definitely capable of evil, but knows how to turn it on and off for the cameras, a chameleon, as DC called him. Jones would win both fights against DC, however on the second fight, he proved that he did have that fear of Cormier, as he got caught using steroids, and the fight would be ruled a no contest.
Damn.
Using PEDs and lying about it was straight up deception from John. He lied to his fans, he ruined DC's self-image, making him think he lost fair and square, and he showed how his ego craves domination. He won the first fight, but he didn't finish or submit Cormier, it went the distance. So maybe this time, to ensure full physical and psychological domination, he had to cheat to ensure he got that finish. Studies indicate that individuals with these tendencies view rivals as personal threats, pushing them to crush the competition by any means necessary. For Jones, this need to be the best at all costs was a central theme in his life, and his downfall. I mentioned John being a chameleon, knowing how to change for the cameras whilst being different in private, and although he again vowed to change, things would continuously get worse. John hadn't kept his nose clean after being banned from the PED usage. He was once again arrested for driving under the influence.
Reach behind the passenger seat, grab me that open bottle.
Crazy, chat. Crazy, man. This is what I mean. When you get famous at a young age, it comes at a cost. And, you know, I think, like, in my life, that I've gone through certain things, God has tested me for that. And, you know, my time will come. My come up will come. But, you know, it's in time. And some people got to go on a different journey to become a lesson, too. Like, John Jones is a lesson, what he went through. For future fighters, future influencers, future athletes, he himself, what he went through is a good, you know, a good indicator of what not to do. And he had to go through that maybe for the world to see as well, to teach the world a lesson.
By any means necessary. For Jones, this
if you
needs
want
to
to
be
look
the
at
best
it from a philosophical perspective, I mean, not just in general, but more philosophical.
Cost was a central theme in his life, and his downfall. I mentioned John being a chameleon, knowing how to change for the cameras whilst being different in private, and although he again vowed to change, things would continuously get worse. John hadn't kept his nose clean after being banned from the PED usage. He was once again arrested for driving under the influence.
Reach behind the passenger seat, grab me that open bottle.
Place you under arrest for DWI, okay? Yes, sir.
A recurring issue with alcohol and vehicles that John was still unable to prevent himself falling back into. But this wouldn't be his worst moment. John would be inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame, a great achievement. However, the same night of this accomplishment, the police would have to get involved in John's family life.
Got a possible DV call, domestic violence call. Female is bleeding from the nose and mouth while the male is up at the room. And he's actually a professional MMA fighter, Jonathan Jones.
Do you have a name for her at all?
Jesse Moses.
John would celebrate by heading to the strip club with $10K in cash, before returning home, apparently drunk, and in front of his own kids, John would assault his fiancée. Police responded to the report, and when arresting John, he proved once more how his
That's what I mean, chat. Like, that's a broken thing to do. Like, when you physically assault a woman, like when you've done that, you've crossed the line, which even for John Jones himself would have realized that that's, yeah, not good. It's not good. It's terrible. That's the worst thing you can do, chat. Don't ever do that.
Psychology operates.
Officer Nerd, heard me in my Hall of Fame night just because I'm big and black. A black man can't drink, getting elected into the Hall of Fame, and now this is what I got.
Instead of acknowledging his wrongdoings, or at the very least just staying quiet and waiting for his lawyer, John stoops to the level of self-victimization and deflection that makes it hard to even feel sorry for him.
No accountability, man. You can't feel sorry for that. You can't feel sorry for that. The non-accountability, man. Like, fuck. That's, you know, you just hit a woman in front of your children and you can't even hold yourself accountable as a man. That's...
It's because I'm black card. In a situation where you just abused your fiance is bottom barrel, and the continuous pointing out of it being his night, his
I hope
special
you realise, chat. Hope you realise, you know? Hope you realise.
Into the Hall of Fame completely confirms his narcissism and grandiosity. Just like how he didn't care for the woman he crashed into, only worrying about himself and potential legal troubles, he now doesn't care about the love of his life that he just harmed, but instead, he's the one hard done by. This was his first time getting caught for something like this, and she was very hesitant to tell the police the details, so we can only imagine what else would have happened that didn't get reported. This incident marked a critical point in Jones' story, delving into traits associated with psychopathy, impulsivity, disregard for consequences, and manipulation. While psychopathy isn't a clinical diagnosis for Jones, his behavior fits certain patterns, such as a lack of empathy and poor impulse control. In this moment, his outburst about race showcased a deflection, an attempt to evade responsibility by shifting the narrative away from his actions. John Jones' story is a study in contrast. The athlete who reached legendary heights, but was weighed down by his own dark psychology. His tale warns of what happens when talent meets unchecked ego and unresolved demons. It's a story without a clear end, as Jones remains haunted by the same struggles. This analysis isn't a diagnosis, but rather a lens through which we can understand John Jones' choices. Narcissism, addiction, cognitive dissonance, and perhaps even psychopathy. These elements intertwine to shape a man both gifted and troubled. Ultimately, the dark psychology of John Jones is a reminder that fame and talent can come with a steep price.
It can, and this is the thing, it's not just about that, it's who you are. When people talk about John Jones, as much as he's a successful UFC fighter, he has all that baggage too. Do you want to be remembered for that? Do you want to leave your impact like that, you know? You need to really think as you as a person, as a man, as a human, what your impact is going to be and how you want to be remembered. That's what counts, because you don't want to be remembered like that. It's not good, chat. Not good. It's, yeah, you don't want to be remembered like that. But he taught a lesson to the world. Be careful what you wish for. Be careful of the success and what comes with it. Yeah, I think that's, I think I'm going to leave it as a short stream for tonight, or for today, but I will be back tomorrow for a longer stream. I'm going to really plan stuff out. I'm going to push some YouTube stuff today, and we'll go from there. I'm going to keep pushing, chat. I'm going to keep growing. Still got a whole month left till the end of the year. Got to keep pushing. Love you, chat. Thank you for watching. I hope you're all doing really well today. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video or the next stream. Kick.com/@BoRiddler. For my YouTube, youtube.com/@